सतनाम करता पुरख निरपौ निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरपौ निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद। कमाले करामात कायम करीम रजा बख्श राज रेहा को रहीम अमा बख्श बख्शन देहो दस्तगीर रजा बख्श रोजी देहो दिल पजीर शहनशाह खूबी देहो रहनमू के बेगूनो बेचूनो चूबे नमू न साजो न बाजो न फौजो न फर्श खुदावंद बख्शन देऊँ ऐशर्श दीनो दर्द दरकमंदे यारुक आ परी रुखसार माँ वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। We are visiting the main theme, the foundation of the entire Guru Granth Sahib. The basic question which is answered in the Japji. And in some ways it is the rudimentary question we all face. When we talk about our happiness, when we talk about life success, when we talk about meaning of life, when we talk about the understanding of what life contains in itself, the key lies in this question and the answer which Guru Sahib has given. If we live a life where we accept our pains and we go through the passion of life, then we will arrive at this question. And this question, किव सचियारा होइए किव कूड़े टुट्टे पाल हुकम रजाई चलना नानक लिखिया नाल. It is the basic question of the entire Guru Granth Sahib, and it is our question as well. Only it's phrased differently. Most of us ask the basic questions of life from our own pain and our seeking of happiness. And where will I get happiness? That is our question of our search for the spiritual life starts from here. And then our wandering, the foundation of our life being so much full of changes that we have to put energy to survive. So the wandering mind, seeking happiness. And where does this happiness lie? We are all seeking happiness forever. So the first obstacle to this is our death. Then comes disease, then comes pain, then so many other issues. But what lies at the core of this whole experience of life? That is what is being visited here. So if we can't underestimate this question. We can't underestimate the understanding and the research we need to do for this question. Every guru has used some typical words which are close to their heart in expressing the divinity, the divine, the spirituality within them. Guru Nanak Sahib's words which are close to him is Sat, Sach, truth, Hukam. These are at the core of his whole experience. And they may be giving a similar experience to what the other guru is saying, but maybe they use different words. Guru Amar Das uses the word Tat Gyan, the basic spiritual knowledge of life. But all of us are seeking what the Guru is trying to guide us towards. We are all living an insecure life. If we have something, then we are fearful. If we don't have something, then we are running after seeking it. But ultimately, we are only seeking satiation, stability. We are seeking happiness. And we are seeking happiness forever. Because if this happiness is changing to unhappiness, then we are distraught. We have expectations. We live with a host of expectations, and those expectations are built out of our knowledge of life. And we say, this will make me happy, so I must have this. If I get married, if I have a nice partner, if I have a good job, I have money, I have wealth. These are basic aims we all carry within ourselves. And these are coming from where? These are coming from the knowledge of life, that what does life contain? I will pause for a minute. I have some problem with the same. Now?
जी.
Hopefully the problem goes away now. So what are we trying to seek? We are seeking our own happiness, and in this whole experience of life, where are we getting the knowledge of where our happiness lies? It lies from the conditioned world. Our parents tell us, our environment tells us. And all this is built from the physical experience, from what we see, what we hear, what we know. But life is beyond what we see. Life is beyond the physical senses. Life is beyond the body also. Life's total experience doesn't lie in the physical. The totality of life lies beyond the physical. And in fact, the dimensions of the mind are also different. We are aware of what I call the thinking mind, the moving mind, the changing mind. Mind's dimension also contains other aspects which are unchanging, which are completely stable, which have a different nature, which are related to our source mind. Nowadays, people call it the universal mind. These are words, but we don't experience that mind. We don't know that mind. Now there lies the need for us to understand the relationship of what is I, what am I in this environment of the whole world, the creation. So we call it the ego. When Guru uses the word like hukam, he raises this question, Kiv satyara hoiye, Kiv kude tutte pal. How do I become truth? How do I become one with my creator? How do I become aware of my source? And how does the wall of Kood, the deceptive wall of life, fall away? Where is the deception of life? Where there is a difference between what is really there and what I am perceiving. I have a need that life exists, I exist. If I am ever told I will not exist, then I don't know what is beyond me, beyond mind. So all this requires an understanding of what is the mind. In fact, the most critical thing is to understand and play the role of knowing and searching the mind. Guru says it is the mind where everything is placed. Man jeete jag jeet. If you have understood the mind, you have understood what life is. Maybe we've understood the physical body, how it works, what my experience of work is. All that gives us part knowledge of life, but not the complete knowledge. What remains once we depart from here? Where does the mind go? What does the mind contain? All this is an experiential issue, and Guru Granth Sahib addresses this issue. He is basically addressing the issue of becoming aware of the source mind. What is my source? Where am I coming from? And how I can connect to my source and be appreciative of my source. So then the relationship of I has to be understood. Guru says, Home buje, ta dar suje. When we have understood what is the relationship of ego and life, home, then you have understood the door of life, the dar, the Creator's door. We've known that door then. If we look at it from our own selfish point of view, when we've understood what life structure is, then we go beyond our pain. Bhai Nandlal raises a very nice question. Is Gam she Bashad? Gam, what is the reason for sorrow, for pain? He says, Gaflat az yaad khuda. Being ignorant or lack of understanding of who is Khuda, who is my creator, that causes the pain. Now that is not my experience. My experience says that illness causes pain. My separation from my loved one causes pain. Injury to my ego causes pain. A loss of any kind, whether it is physical loss or money, wealth, all that causes. These are my experiences. This is what we say is painful. But these are symptoms. They are not a complete vision of life. Our error here is that we haven't understood what is happiness, what is our source of happiness, and how happiness is structured. In the physical world, happiness and sorrow live together because we live in a mind which is moving mind, which is completely changing. So simply understanding that change is relevant and important and will always keep happening means that if I am happy today, I will be unhappy tomorrow. If I am unhappy today, I will be happy tomorrow. It's a basic way of looking at it. Of course, if we look at the deeper structure of how the world and life is built, we will see that one of them defines the other. If I say, what is happiness? Then the answer will say, when I am not unhappy, then I am happy. So unhappiness is needed to define what is happiness. So they live together. This is the duality of life. So when we look for one, the other comes with it. But in all this, our question still remains, how do I find happiness and where does it live? So Guru has actually given us this question in the preamble, in the beginning of the Japji itself, because this is the conclusion of where we will ultimately arrive. When we seek our happiness step by step, we will arrive at this question that how do I go beyond my ego? Kiv satyara hoiye, kiv kude tutte paal. So Guru introduces the word hukam here. How does the wall of false deception go away? If deception is gone, then reality is what my life is. And what is reality? It's beyond the physical body, beyond the changing world. If we define Sat, that which is forever and in one unison, always present, never changing. And the nature of this unchanging mind of ours is defined very, very nicely in one of the Hindu scriptures. He says, Sat Chit Anand. That which is truth is my chit, and it is Anand. So the reality of all the basic reality of all our life is Anand. The foundation of our life is Anand. Anand does not have any conditions to it. If Anand had a condition to it, then it will be happiness and sorrow. Because the moment the condition changes, happiness is gone. I have a relationship. I am very happy in the relationship. I am very eager. I am very full of energy. But the moment the relationship goes, happiness is gone. So that relationship gave me a certain amount of happiness, and the departure of it, for whatever reason, takes away all that happiness. So whatever life gives us as an experience, it takes it away. And it takes some amount of accepting pain to understand this, that life is a zero-sum game. And the Sufis understood this. Guru Granth Sahib tells us about this, that happiness and sorrow, they live together. Sukh tuk doye dar kapde, pehre jaye manuk. That is why Guru Sahib inspires us to look at happiness and sorrow as one of the same. Sukh dukh ko tum sam kar jano. These are the dualities of life. This is how life is structured. So Maharaj comes to the Japji, the beginning of the Guru Granth Sahib, the first Bani, actually the second Bani. The first was the Siddh Gosht. And there are 4 Shabads from the Siddh Gosht in the Japji. Munda Santok, Ades Tese Ades. These 4 Shabads are from the Siddh Gosht. And our Guru has very carefully written down, documented, recorded, and passed over one from the other till Guru Arjan Sahib compiles it all together. And now we are being careless with our own Bani. We are being careless in maintaining the old records, the old experience. But what does Guru tell us? If this wall of falsehood, if the wall of deception goes, how it will go away? Maharaj says, Kev Satyara hoi. How it will break this pain, the deception, and how I will walk into the real world where nothing changes, where I am living Anand, where I am experiencing stability, sahaj, non-doing, where my struggles are gone away. There is a certain amount of unconditionedness in that environment. There are no conditions. In fact, when Bhagat Ravidas talks about that experience, he says even mistakes are not there. Khauf na khata, no fear and no mistake, na tarzawal, no tax. This is a world worth knowing, worth understanding. In fact, the entire experience of life gives us this opportunity to know and live a life which lies at the core of its source and which is full of unconditional Anand, and which is forever. It seems utopic. It seems unreal. But the sadhu, the guru, the knower is always talking about that experience. Nanak Bhagta Sada Vigas. This is why this whole spiritual search, this whole spiritual journey intensely is sought after. The Guru is not looking after that which can be taken away, that which can be diminished, which can be removed from my experience. That is not mine. The wealth which can go away, the relationship which can separate, the knowledge which can depart, the earning which can become a loss, those are not my experiences of life. Those are transient experiences, and they cannot be the foundation of my life. If they are, then there are two things which will govern my life. One is Trishna, which brings pain, desire. I desire happiness always because I'm incomplete. And the other is fear. Because everything I know or I have in life is going to be lost. And I know that as a inner experience because every moment life is changing. Every moment a new experience is coming to life. Somebody's falling ill. Somebody's losing a relationship. Somebody's lost a job. There is profit and gain, loss and sorrow, always built into this life's experience. So Maharaj gives us this basic question, fundamental foundation of life. Give satyara hoi. How do I break away from all this change? Find a realm where nothing changes, where stability is my environment. Sada Vigas. And where Maharaj says, Suniye dukh paap ka nas, where dukh, pain goes away. We don't listen. If we listen, then the fundamental mind changes. Subconscious mind changes. It connects. If we listen to the Guru, that's what starts the change in our life. And Maharaj says, Suniye. By just listening, we transcend death. Sada Vikas. Maharaj says, Kiv satyara hoiye. Kiv kude tutte pal. Guru says, Hukam Razai Chalna. Nanak likhya naal. The word hukam, if we translate it in any word, is completely impossible to do. Maharaj says, hukam na keha jai. We cannot talk about it. We cannot explain it. This is the entire creation. Hukam is the entire creation. Everything is hukam. And it is related to some other aspects of spirituality, including our own spirit, our own soul, our pain. He says, in this hukam is dukh sukh. In this hukam is those who are awakened and those who keep sleeping. All is built into this hukam. Hukam hai andar sabko. Bahar hukam na koi. Everything is under hukam. And then that's why he says, if you know hukam, if we've lived hukam, we can't explain it, we can't talk about it, we can't decipher it, but we can live it. Nanak hukme je bujhe. Taho mein kahe na koi. Then he understands the relationship between hukam and home, ego, that is me, and hukam. These are the two plays of life which we are constantly living. We are living in the hukam world, and our feet are in our ego. Our ego is our experience of life. What am I? Where am I? How is this related to the entire creation? Understanding this hukam and living this hukam has to do with the ego. Maharaj then asks this question in the Asadivar. He asks, Where does this ego come from? What is the source of the ego? Maharaj says, Home eho hukam hai, paiye kirt firaye. This ego is part of the Creator's order, his hukam. Home kitho upje, kit sanjam hai jaye. How does home come about and how will it go away? Kit kit bid jak upje purkha. How does the world come about, Maharaj? Kit kit bid jag upje purkha, kit kit dukh binas jai. How does pain go away? This is the Siddhgosht. Home with jag upje purkha. We become alive by experiencing the ego. The ego is like a droplet broken away from the ocean. The I is created from our separation, from our own source, from the Creator. So this I is not a permanent reality. We experience I, the ego, through that we experience life. But it is not a permanent experience. It's a separation from our own source. Doesn't make us structurally different from our source. A droplet of water is similar to the ocean. It is broken away, that's all. Its structure is the same. So we can find rest in life only when we merge back to that ocean. Otherwise there will be wandering. Till as long as we are going to be wandering, seeking, separating from our own source, we will not find rest and we will not find happiness. We will not find our permanent happiness. We will find our sukh dukh, happiness and sorrow living together. So who and how do we understand this hukam and raza, Hukam Razai Chalna? Raza is a very intense word. Raza means in acceptance. In acceptance, in accordance, in tune with hukam. But hukam has a relationship with the ego. Home eho hukam hai, paiye kirt firaye. And with this hukam, everybody, the entire creation is wandering. Home kitho upje, kit sanjam hai jaye. Home eho hukam hai, paiye kirt firaye. Home dirag rog hai. This is the basic disease of life. This is the real disease. The others are all symptoms. Because everything else which we lose through the experience of life was anyway to be parted with. The physical world is not a permanent reality. We don't live here forever. We cannot. No matter how long we make our life to be, the longer it will become, the more ignorant it is, the more separated it is from its source, the more painful it will be. The more aware it is of hukam, the more connected it will be. So who experiences life in its completeness is the one whose foundation is not this physical world. The foundation of life is not this world which we are going to depart from. That is the person who really knows life. All of us who don't know the complete picture of life experience only the painful part in intensity and small snippets of happiness. Not knowing what life is, what lies at the core of life. Not knowing what is the real valuable aspect of life. Not knowing that which can't be taken away from us then. Meher na ko atkave, where our source cannot be separated from us ever by anyone. No one else has the authority. Rest of us are wandering in insecure environment where whatever we have can change tomorrow, and how it will change we don't know. So we need astrologers, soothsayers. In darkness we are probing, we are seeking in darkness. But the real light of life lies in understanding how life is structured. The real knowledge of life lies in living that experience of life which cannot be taken away from us and which is always with us. Where is Guru? How does Guru help us go beyond this self of ours? How do we become aware of that Anand which lives in our Chit, which is our Man? That happiness which doesn't change, which doesn't become unhappiness, which doesn't become a source of pain for us tomorrow, that it is gone. Hukam Razai Chalna. So Hukam has a relationship with ego. Then Maharaj connects the Hukam to another word called Shabad. हमें दीर्घ रोग है, दारू भी इसमाए, कृपा करे जे अपनी ता गुर का शब्द कमाए. नानक कहे सुनो जनो, इत संयम दुख जाए. This is how pain goes away. Entire creation is Hukam. Let me imagine we live in India. We have certain laws which govern us. And those laws are everywhere. Everything we do is literally covered by those laws, somewhere or the other. Taxation, driving, marriages, relationships, everything is governed by those laws. If we are aware of those laws and how we can find our own source of happiness, keeping those laws intact, not violating those laws, then we are not in conflict. Similarly, the entire creation is built with certain laws, certain rules. If we have understood what those rules are and how we don't violate them, then we've understood how we can find our happiness without being a loser. Otherwise, all of us are going to lose. There is no other way we will win this game. Then Maharaj says, Chalna, Hukam Razai Chalna, movement. Because we are living in the moving world where everything is changing, everything is governed by change. While we live this change, we become aware of a world which doesn't change. And that has to do with our man. So ego and Hukam are the two aspects of life we live through. Whenever I am, Hukam is not there. When I am gone, Hukam is created. Hukam is entered our life. So the balance between Hukam and ego is our whole experience of life. And we do live Hukam. Unconsciously, subconsciously, we are aware of it, we know it, we live it, but we are not consciously aware of it. Maharaj says even Sukh and Dukh are governed by Hukam. Death and birth are governed by Hukam. Everything is governed by Hukam. These are the rules and laws of life. So what happens to us after we die? It's governed by Hukam. Where does this Hukam rest? Where do we get aware of Hukam? How do we get aware of the basic rules of life? So the most fundamental rule of life is that life is not forever. So whenever we need to understand life in completeness, we must bring death into the picture. Otherwise, we never understand life. We never understand that life is not permanent. It's temporary. When that reality sinks into our mind, when that reality gets exposed to our inner mind, then we are fearful. Because tomorrow it will go away. And that fear becomes our stimulant. That fear becomes our reason for seeking, for wanting solutions. That fear becomes our reason for searching, khojna. Because without inquiry, without search, this is not going to happen. A degree of serious inquiry rests at the core of trying to understand life. Also because tomorrow, if the solutions of life come to us, we have to give up some things. If we are holding on to our ego, then we will not go beyond the ego. It's basic. And that moment, the moment it comes to us, that the ego has to be dropped, and if we hold on to it, then we can't go beyond it. We cannot meet the Guru. We cannot transcend the mind. हमें एहो हुक्म है पइये किरत फिराए हमें दीर्घ रोग है दारू भी इसमाए कृपा करे जे अपनी the kirpa. So our own experience of life is the ego experience of life. We don't know any other experience but the ego experience of life. But Guru says there is another experience which is the Hukam experience, where the Creator is, Creator's laws are, rules are. And see how when he talks about the khands, he takes us to this experience. Jiv jiv hukam tive tivkar. That the gap between me and the hukam is gone. In Sachkhand vase nirankar. Jiv jiv hukam tive tivkar. As the hukam is, so is my life. So there is no conflict left. Our entire life's conflict is about this hukam and ego. The droplet of water doesn't want to merge back to the ocean. That is the conflict. And in the moment comes, we hesitate, we are fearful, and we don't fall in love with the ocean. And without love, we don't meet. We don't find rest. Maharaj says that the conflict will go away only when we have lived the hukam. And living the hukam has to do with dropping the ego, going beyond the ego, going beyond the moving mind. He again and again tells us, search this mind. बंदे खोज दिल हर रोज. इस मन को कोई खोजो पाई. खोज शब्द में ले. Search what is permanent, what doesn't change. What part of me is there? And he says here, he gives us a meditation to do. गाविए सुनिए मन रखिए पाओ. Sing the Shabad and connect your mind to the Shabad. गाविए सुनिए, meditate on the Shabad. One of the biggest errors in our lives is the wandering mind. We don't know where is the non-wandering mind. Is there a mind which is beyond these thoughts? Or is the thought mind the only mind we have? How we will know that? How I will know if there is some deeper man without the thoughts? This is what Guru Sahib is calling the Kood Dipal, the wall of deception. This ego man, this wandering mind. We don't live this wandering mind. We don't live the non-wandering mind. We only live the wandering mind. And that is the whole experience of life. The man which doesn't wander, which doesn't have thoughts, and which gets connected to Shabad. That man is living a hukam. Maharaj says that when you've understood the hukam, kaho Nanak jin hukam pachata, Prabh Sahib ka ten ped jata. He is understood. Prabhu, God, Creator. Where does God live? Where is God? How I know God? I don't see any God. See what Bhagat Kabir says. Tuk dam karari jo karo, hazir hazur khudaye. Tuk dam karari. For a fraction of a second, stabilize your mind. Tuk dam karari. Hazir hazur khudaye. God, Creator, will be in front of you. Beyond these thoughts, beyond the thinking mind, the moving mind, sits the Creator. The source of these thoughts is me. The moment the ego is dropped, the Creator is right in front of me. Bande khoj dil har roz, na phir pareshani maaye. You want to be free of worry? Then you have to look deeper in the mind. Go deeper into your own man. Bande khoj dil har roz. Do we ever look at the thoughts and see, where are these thoughts coming from? Where does this thought come from? What is the source of the thought? Do I know where are these thoughts coming from? Is it not relevant to me? Because every day I live these thoughts. Thinking mind. Sometimes nonsense thoughts. Sometimes thoughts which I am happy about. Sometimes painful thoughts. Sometimes just thoughts. But there is no peace in these thoughts. There is no rest in these thoughts. What is the thought mind? It is our tool to live the physical world. If we live the thought mind, we use it to live the physical world. Suppose an engineer has to repair an engine. So he has to think about it. He has to understand it. It's everything to do with thoughts. It's not as though thoughts are not relevant. Thoughts are relevant. But they are our tool. They have become our master. They are subservient to me, but they are controlling me. And they are the reason for my pain, my unhappiness, my depression, my sorrow, my separation from my source. So, how do I separate myself from my thoughts? Do I need to do some yoga, some experience, some tools of separating and knowing the thought world and my world? He says, Tuk dam karari jo karo. Watch this mind. Watch these thoughts and you will know that you are the source of these thoughts. Ego is the source of this thought and they will get dropped the moment you become aware you are the source. then what will happen, Maharaj? The yogis ask a very interesting question from Guru Sahib. जब है हृदय देह न होती तब मन कोठे रहता. When there is no physical body, no man, no mind, no heart, where does the mind live? There is no body, no heart. हृदय देह न होती तब मन कोठे रहता. Then where does the mind go? And what is the structure of that mind? Guru says you can't see. When you meet the Guru, if Guru gives you the drishti, div drishti, then you can see. You can see the soul. But when Guru gives us the drishti, living in this ego world, you can't. When he does his kirpa, then he stabilizes your mind, makes it thoughtless, then you can see. You can see a soul which has departed. What is its structure? But not with these physical eyes. Through the man. Lo and surt kare. He uses the word surt, ekagar man, the focused mind, has the ability to see past life, future, happening, incidences, all that rests in the mind. But these are the passing benefits. What is the real benefit? Hukam Razai gives me what benefit? It takes me beyond death. It takes me beyond loss and sorrow. It takes me beyond pain. Because the foundation of my life changes. The moment I have become aware of the relationship of hukam and ego. Guru says, जब है हृदय देह न होती अवधु तब मन सन रहा बैरागी. बिना राग, बिना experience, बिना expression, without expression. The mind is without expression, rag. Sun, it is in sun. It is in source mind. These, in the past when these people started these journeys towards Gaumukh, source of the Ganga, the source of the man. What is the source of the man? It was basically a seeking within, going within our man. Today we meditated on this Shabad. Antar base na, bahar jaye. Amrit chad bikhe bikhaye. He doesn't go inwards. He or she, we don't go inward. Antar base na, bahar jaye. All the outward conditions, they govern me. Amrit chad. And what is happening is that I am living a poisoned life. Amrit chad. Painful life. Acidic life. A life full of torture. Amrit chad bikhe bik khai. Bik is poison. What does poison bring to me? Death, pain, sorrow, illness, wandering, vain thinking. What is Amrit? Happiness forever, unconditional happiness. Happiness which doesn't have any conditions to it. I don't live that because I don't go inwards. I don't seek within my man. So then what does seeking within the man mean, Maharaj? First thing when we go inward, the first thing we encounter is our thoughts. And then because there are so many thoughts and there's so much chaos, we give up and we wander. Say, let's forget it. Fair enough. It needs certain amount of stability to go inwards. It needs sangat. Then Guru says, if not Simran, do Seva. Do something, but with the intention of finding what lies within me. Because we are wandering for lifetimes. Lifetimes wandering. See what Maharaj says in Onkar di Bani. Kardar fir thaki bahtere. Wandering from one to the other, one house to the other. Thak gaya, I am tired. You are tired, Guru says. Jaat asank, ant nahi mere. So many different forms of life I have lived. There is no end. It's infinite. Our wandering is infinite. And the maturity of our seeking comes from that pain of wandering. So don't deny, let's not deny ourselves that pain. That is our teacher, tells us that we have gone wrong. An admission that I have gone wrong is the first step towards becoming right. Kete maat pita sut tiyan. So many mother, father, children, sons and daughters, so many of them, infinite. Where are they? Let's ask this question. If I believe in reincarnation, 10 lives away I had some children. Where are they? My today's children are important to me. But where are those children? They were as relevant to you. At that time, they were that relevant. Where are they? Maharaj says, you had so many children. Kete gur chele fun hua. So many guru chele relationships you had, but you found nothing. This is Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj. Kache gurte mukt na hua. No way. The Guru is not complete. Your seeking is incomplete. The meeting of these two incomplete beings is incomplete solutions. It has no solution. And exactly this is what is happening even today. Even in our Sikhi, most of us don't meet the Guru. Most of us has not met the Guru. Because what is the symptom of meeting the Guru? Anand piya meri maaye Satguru mein paya. When I have completely met my Guru, I am full of Anand. And Anand is that man which doesn't change, which is thoughtless, which is connected to its own source, which is aware and living the hukam of life. And a part of that understanding of hukam is that all creation is hukam, is Anand. Anand Roop Ravyo Sab Madde. Every part of creation is full of Anand. Every structure, every droplet, every air we breathe, everything is created out of Anand. We have made it poison. That's a separate matter. Because everywhere is Guru. There is no place, no reason, no time, no space where Guru is not Maharaj. He is constantly with us, always along with us, but we don't know the Guru because our thoughts have completely encircled us, like the US tariffs have encircled the Indian exports. Like that, we are completely encircled in these thought mind, in the changing mind. And because we are thinking, we don't listen. And the change happens from listening. Nanak Bhakta Sada Vigas, Suniye Dukh Paap Ka Nas. If we have heard one word of the Shabad in completeness, Maharaj says that will transform us forever. एक खिन जिन एक पल ते आयो, एक खिन जिन एक पल ते आयो, काल फास के बीच ना आयो. One fraction of a second, I have connected to the Guru. I am beyond death and life. That is the experience of Amrit. That is the experience of Shabad. That is the experience of Hukam. And in that is the movement of life, where there is no loss, there is no sorrow, there is no pain. Then what does Maharaj says? Maharaj says, Kahe काचे गुरते मुक्त न हुआ, केती नार वर एक समाल. The entire creation is full of people seeking that one creator. The meeting with that one which will solve everything of life. संत जना में हर जस गायो, कोट जन्म के दुख गवायो. The baggage of sorrow for 1,000,000 lifetimes will go away. Gurmukh Mukt Jeevan Prabnal. Gurmukh Maran Jeevan Prabnal. So Guru goes beyond birth and death. Gurmukh goes beyond birth and death. His focus is on Prabhu, on God, the Creator. Deh stund, karma hai paya. You have wandered all 10 directions, but you have found him within. We don't go within, Maharaj. We have found, Guru says you'll find him within. Maharaj says, stable mind, Aaron mat. Man thir reho, mat kat jaye jiyo. Don't wander, be stable. And what will you find? Chalte ho man rakhe, amrit chakhe. You will find a source of happiness, the anand of life within you. Aaron mat ved hathyar. The Shabad is the tool with which we open the door of life, the door which takes away all our pain, the door which gives us an understanding of hukam of life. नानक हुक्मे जे बुझे तहों में कहे न कोई. When the droplet merges with the ocean, it finds rest because that is its natural environment. That is where it has come from. Till as long as the droplet is hanging in the air, separated from its ocean, it is in pain because it's not merged with its own source. We are like that. Till we don't merge with our Creator, till we don't find rest within our man, till then we will keep wandering. Whether it is 1 lifetime or 1,000 or 1,000,000 lifetimes, it's irrelevant because it's a whole lot of experiences full of pain. Even good Gautam Buddha says this, that Trishna, life is dukh, life is pain. The reason for pain is Trishna. And nirvana is possible. Freedom from this pain is possible. Guru says Shabad is my solution. It is my hukam. It is what is the order of the Creator. And when I know hukam, then I will know who is the Creator. Then I will know God. then I will know where I am in relation to life, relationship to life. Where is my pain and how does my pain and my sorrow go away? The reason for this pain and sorrow is my lack of understanding of where I am coming from, where I will go. Who am I? Otherwise, everything I have, whether I am rich, poor, powerful or powerless, it becomes irrelevant at death. There's a meeting between Diogenes and Alexander in Athens. When Alexander conquered Athens, Diogenes was the head of the school of the Cynics, the Socrates school of the Cynics. And he used to live physically a miserable life, tattered clothes, dirty, living in a tub. And he was completely full of ridicule. He was very rude, and he used to answer back. He was known to carry a lantern and looking for something all the time. But he was known to be a saint. And Diogenes had conquered Athens, and he was the king, power center. He had all the power. With one stroke of the sword, he could kill Diogenes. Diogenes didn't come to the celebration. When all the schools of Socrates were in line, like we are now, from our gurdwaras also, we are giving obeisance to the power centers of the world. Completely wrong attitude of life. Gurdwaras are not meant for being subjugated by politics. They are the centers of a different power. And this shows our lack of knowledge of life, shows our short-sightedness of life, shows of lack of understanding of Gurmat, of Guru. We come from a Guru who clashed with the powers to be. And it did not matter what physical loss happened, because that is the Guru. Guru lives a different life. He doesn't live his life dependent on this physical world. Na sazo, na vazo, na fauzo, na farsh. He tells Aurangzeb this. Khudawand bakshan deu aish arsh. My happiness is not diminished even an iota. Khudawand bakshan de. My connection to my Creator is my source of happiness. And anybody whose source of happiness is not the Creator is living a deception. Because everything which is today happiness will become sorrow tomorrow. There is no other way the circle is completed. Whatever gives us happiness, a relationship to a mother, father, gives us happiness. But when they separate, we become sorrowful. It becomes a void. So that means every meeting in life ends in separation. But not for the spiritual being. The spiritual person never separates from anything. He is connected to life in its source. Nor the children, nor the parents, nor any others. They are never separated. There is no such thing as separation. How you will separate? From someone who has merged back to the ocean, he is part of the ocean, and there is ocean everywhere. Wherever the droplet, when the droplet merges back with the ocean, becomes the entire ocean, becomes the entire creation. We can't imagine this. We don't have this as part of our imagination. That is true. And so whatever we seek it also through the ego. I should gain. So when I go to the Guru also, I take my I with me and I say, I need. Whereas the experience of Guru and Sikh actually happens when the I is dropped. Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj asks, Pai lena. Everybody has run away. Why you have not gone? Why are you following me? I don't want anybody to follow me. He says, Maharaj, I have nowhere to go. They have other to go to. I am only you. You are my entire world. You are my ocean. That is how the Sikh gets accepted. That is how we drop our ego. That is how Shabad becomes our defining energy, transcending thoughts and ego. Nowadays people like these cryptic words, Kundalini, then third eye. They keep moving in these words and getting enamored by them. But they don't know what it means. It's just words. There's no experience behind it. Where is the experience? Without Shabad, there is no experience. Without Shabad, nobody is mukt. Nobody is free. I am not saying it. Guru says it. And where is the experience of the Shabad and the Surt? What is the Surt? That is our door to the Hukam. Surt is the thoughtless mind, Maharaj. We're effortless mind, non-moving. जैसे जल में कमल निरालम मुर्गाई ने साणे सुरत शब्द पवसागर तरिए नानक नाम वखाणे. And we do visit this mind. Don't underestimate yourself or ourselves. When we do kirtan in love, when we are absorbed in the kirtan, when we are absorbed in, our mind becomes thoughtless for small spurts. And so we find peace. We find rest. And this is the homework which Guru Nanak has given us. Gaviye, suniye, man rakhiye pao. Find the unconditional love in the man. And that is the source mind. By meditating on the Shabad. Jap so ajapa jape. Japana without the lips moving, without any sound coming. Jap is the first Bani of Guru Granth Sahib. Do we japo? That's the key. Do we japo the Mool Mantar or any other Shabad? In the calmness of our mind, do I sing with love? Do I find love when I say the Mool Mantar? Because if I do, then I have found my Guru. My Guru is full of love, full of anand, full of happiness. Shabad is Amrit, Maharaj. But we live in sorrow, pain, in a big अंतर बसे ना बाहर जाए अमृत छाड़ बिखे बिखाए. Seva means to drop the ego. When I do something which the Guru says, I am doing seva. I am dropping my will and accepting Guru's will. Guru's will is ultimately Shabad Maharaj. Hukam Razai Chalna. फिर क्या आगे रखिए जित से दरबार मुँह की बोलन बोलिए जित सुन तरे प्यार, अमृत वेला साच ना हो, सच्चा ना हो, सच्चा ना हो। महाराज, सच, आनंद, वड्याई विचार. Vichaar word is one in the moving mind, means to analyze, to think, and in the non-moving mind means dhyan. So one of our diseases of our life, one of the problems of our life is we don't have dhyan with us. And how do I get into dhyan? By separating from thoughts. See, a thought is energy. Every thought is energy. So it is taking away from my mind. The moment the thoughts reduce, the mind becomes focused. The moment the mind is calm without thoughts, it is in dhyan. All its energy, it comes to its source. Now, when I put this dhyan into Shabad, Surt Shabad, Pavasagar Tariye, then I go beyond this physical world. I go beyond the changing world. I go beyond happiness and sorrow. And I experience Guru. Sahaj which, when Guru Arjan Sahib Maharaj is asked, how do I meditate, Maharaj? How do I do Shabad Simran? Maharaj says, Sahaj, as you are. Calm your mind. Relax yourself. Physically, mentally, relax in Sahaj, non-doing. Don't wander. Don't seek also, I will do, I need. Because that I is the separation from the source. So this is our homework for the Hukam Razai Chalna. Or if I go to the 38th Paudi, Pao Khala Agan Taptao. Make fear your energy center. Agan Taptao. That is your tap, Pao, your fear. Use that to meditate on the Shabad. I will die one day. We all will die one day. But not the one who is known Shabad. He will not die. He or she will not die. If we are looking to meditate on the Shabad, in the calmness of the mind, sing the Shabad with love. You can't sing it, you are fearful of someone else around you. Then say it quietly in the man. But the problem is that for Shabad and Dhyan to happen, you have to begin with Vaikhari. You have to begin with saying, because we have to get the mind absorbed into Shabad, you have to say it out first. Vaikhari. Ek Onkar, Satnam, Karta, Purukh, Nirpau, Nirvair, Akal, Murat, Ajuni, Saivang, Gur Prasad. We sit in Sahaj and we sing the Shabad and we listen to it. That is our meditation. That is our homework, Maharaj. If we can meditate on the Shabad, then we will know what is the Hukam and we will go beyond our ego self. Pao Khala, Agan Taptao. Make it your tap. Then what will happen? Panda Pao Amrit Tal. The mind will become Amrit. Become the carrier of Amrit. Amrit Panda. The fear will go away and you will have that utensil where Amrit can rest within you. Kadiye Shabad Sachi Taksal. Meditating on the Shabad, it gives us this entry into the Shabad, the wealth of Shabad. Naam Nidan, the treasure of Naam. Jinko Nadar Karam Tinkar, and the Gur Prasad will happen in your life. and you will go beyond death and change and loss and pain. We end today's Shabad session here. I will go into, I'm having a problem with my eye, but I will try and read what all is. Can someone read these questions because there are so many? I can't read them today because I have a eye problem. Okay, when do we get our Guru completely?
Viji, can we unmute Gobind Preet ko? She has asked the question, so we can
All
ask
the
her
questions
to.
are hers only. Acha. No, I can read now. Let me see. When do we get our Guru completely? And also understand to that non-wandering mind, cause we are human beings and mind does wander. So
Viji, right now she is not in this, not in the meeting.
Sorry?
Right now she is not here.
Well, I can address these questions, no issue, because everybody's questions are the same. We meet our Guru when the Guru wants to meet us. When we seek the Guru and the Guru finds the Guru Prasad, then we meet the Guru. We have to call the Guru. When Bhai Gurdas talks about this, he says, Charan Sharan Gur ek penda jaye, Chal Satgur Kot penda aage hoye lete. Once you walk one step towards the Guru will walk a million steps towards us. So don't underestimate this relationship. Be patient and seek the Guru in earnest. And you will find the Guru. Okay. Non-wandering mind. The wandering mind is our tool mind. We use the wandering mind, but have the ability to transcend, even if for a moment, for few moments, calm the mind and meditate on the Shabad. Seeing your loved ones in pain, your mind starts having various thoughts. So yes, of course, the mind, seeing others and yourself. Pain disturbs us because we don't accept pain. But this pain is more to do with our ignorance of life. Physical pain is one reality. But the real pain is a separation from our own source. When we connect to our source, then the ultimate pain goes away. But of course, there is physical pain. There is pain in the temporary world. If joy turns into sorrow, meeting someone into separation, then why do we get attached? Because that is life. That is how we live. But living the life, knowing that we will find separation in the end of life, is an acceptance of life. It is hukam, acceptance of hukam. Then it doesn't make it so difficult. Getting onto a train, knowing that we get off the train. There's no issue with that. We don't have a problem. Then why do we have a problem with the relationships, with other things, just like getting onto a train? When we know we have to get off, because we live in expectation, not acceptance. We want to hold on to the train rather than to understand that we have to get off it. Your words and voice are so make me realize why Guru. Well, I'm glad if you're connecting. I'm happy that's something that's what this is all about. Well, yes, Anand is being with Guru. So meditate on the Shabad. Thank you, I need to rush to hospital. Welcome, appreciate. I'm glad I was of assistance and help. That's the whole idea. How to know whether my professional my life actions are aligned with Hukam Razai? Good question. How to know? Very good question. So, let me give an example here. We have different planes of life. One is the micro details of life. So, the Guru tells the Sikh that Creator gives us everything. So then the Sikh listens to the Guru and says, okay, the Creator gives me everything. So he stops eating. And he doesn't eat for 2-3 days. And people complain about this. The Sikh is not eating at all. So the Guru calls him and says, why are you not eating? He says, you told me that Guru gives us everything. And why I should eat? So he's mixed two planes. The physical plane where I have to do, to exist, to live, doing is needed. I stop doing it. And I think the spiritual plane has come to the physical world. Now the Guru will give me food, the Guru will start my car, the Guru will switch on the light, the Guru will do everything. Now, the important thing is that our mind is connected to its source and it finds its calmness. It finds its energy center, which is not the physical world. Now, once we have that, that gives us the generator, the energy generator, to affect every part of our moving life. Then we use that and we apply it to our life according to our conditioning. Guru is not going to do an MBA and tell us that he is an MBA and that how to take a decision to run an enterprise. But the Guru's energy, which we are connected to, gives us the ability, the empowerment to do a good MBA and then to do a good job at our work. Or do whatever our conditioning inspires us to do. So your professional life, our professional life is guided by our professional conditioning, inspired by the Guru's word. So a difficult time at business can have its support from the Guru's energy source. A good time at business tells us or guides us as to how to live our life in totality. And these are not governed by the Guru's presence in everything. We don't stop eating. We do, we search, we seek. In the physical world, the physical reality is to be lived. But it's inspired by the Guru's energy. So, what is our professional life? What action we take in our professional life can be guided by that energy, provided we are connected. Hukam Razai, exactly the issue why I picked up this topic, is not a micro understanding of life. That does Hukam tell me what I need to eat? Does Hukam tell me what I need to drink? Does Hukam tell me what I need to wear? Hukam tells me about the totality of life. It connects me to that. And then Guru says, you make your choices once you're aware of life in totality. Guru doesn't say what to eat, what not to eat, but he does say, Baba, o khana khushi khwar, jit khade tan pidiye, man mein chale vikar. If your mind is affected by some eating, then you make your choice. Now that becomes different from you, me, someone else. I can eat something and not be affected by it. You can eat something and get affected by it. So it is a personal choice. Is it in Hukam? Guru says, that's how you live, the physical world. There was a very big discussion which happened in Buddhism. Gautam Buddha says that you have a bhiksha patra, a begging bowl for which you go, and whatever comes in it you eat. The question came, what if meat is dropped in it? Then what do I do? And to date this question is not sorted out. But Guru Nanak has sorted it out. He says, don't have this discussion. Maas, Murukh, you are stupid to make this an issue. And till date, this discussion is not over in Buddhism. Half of Buddhism is non-veg. And half of it is insisting on vegetarianism. So there's a conflict. The Guru says, you leave it if you don't want it. If it affects your dhyan, if it affects your physical life, leave it. But don't make it an issue of trying to decipher what. You leave meat doesn't mean you become inspired, doesn't mean you know spirituality. It doesn't mean that. I'm just explaining that how conditioning will affect our day-to-day decisions, but inspired by Gurmat. And this is not the permanent reality of life, Pamiji. These are the transient realities of life. Our business, our careers. This is not the real picture. This is the temporary picture. I don't know if you've understood. If you've not, we can discuss. Whatever the Guru has in mind for me. Very nice. Guru doesn't have anything in our mind. Guru has Anand in our mind, which we are not connected to. As far as destiny is concerned, as we do, so we shall reap. Whatever we have done, karam, that we have to live through. Punni papi akhad nahe, kar karna likh le jao. Whatever we have done is written in our man. Aape beej aape hi khao. As you have sown the seed, that you will eat. This is the hukam. Now, he doesn't define good, bad, ugly for us. Rest is our picture. Nanak hukmi avo jao. And in this karam world is wandering. Not the another world. This is not the another world. See what happens in the slok and the japji. He ends at dharam. He ends that pun and pap. This is all part of dharam. But he says the real people who have empowered themselves in this world are those who have worked with the Naam. Those are the ones who have really earned gaye mushakkat kaal. Nanak te mukh ujle. They are the ones who are gifted. They are the ones who are exalted. They are the ones who have really toiled and earned something in life. Keti chutti naal. And many have got free with them. So the detailing of life, our karam defines that. If we want to know the real world, then we need to enter the another world. That's a different world. That's the hukam world. That is the world where we have Guru's presence with us. If our entire aim is to have a good career and it ends there, then that is our choosing. No issue with that. But when we understand the complete picture of life, we will know that the career is only a part of life. It is not the complete life. There is a whole other realm outside of that, which we have missed out on. All of the current professional reality is drastically damaging and arresting my own identity, of making me stay away from my true self, what I want to do deeply. But unless a stable alternative source of income comes in, I need to keep myself getting dragged into. That's fine. You don't have a choice. That is hukam. But this is a physical reality, right? It's not a reality of your mind. What is to be done? Can you find a space in the whole day where you are vacant of this identity of yours? Because this identity is a burden right now. But is there a life beyond this identity? Beyond these thoughts? Is there any other world? Because if there is, then this is not a permanent environment I have to live. This is a transient environment. If I find that environment where this identity, professional career, even for half an hour, 1 hour, or some time in a day, is not part of me, then I have found that peace and that source within me. And that is what all this means. Life can become hell. Absolutely it can. But how does one remain connected in a hell of the physical world? That is the magic. That is what Gurmat teaches us. Let's just for a minute just see what Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj has gone through. We have no comparison. There is no parallel to that. But the attitude, the approach, we need to understand that. Fair enough. The present materialistic needs dominate your physical life. Acceptance of that is the key. Don't fight it. Accept it. And after you've accepted it, give energy to Naam sometime in the day where you are completely broken away from this physical reality. That is what our gurus have taught us. This is only a fraction of what they have gone through. Not even a fraction. So is Shabad, Surt, Dhyan, Naam. Sometime in the day, give these things their place in your man. Find a source within you which is completely independent of this professional life. That's another world. The only person who really lives this life is the one who is free of this life. The rest of us are slaves. The only person who really can live and enjoy this life is the one who can at will become free of life. Living this life, living that physical constraint you have, can your mind get free? This is the question. Accept it. I cannot change my physical reality. I have to earn money. I have to run my family. Accept it. Fair enough. Now the Mool Mantra, when everybody is sleeping, when I have some vacant time. We are Sikhs of a Guru who wrote the Zafarnama when he had lost everything. Just imagine this. It's important. He wrote a letter of victory when he had lost every battle. The last battle. He won every battle actually. But he lost his place, his children, his family. In the span of 2 weeks, his entire life was completely demolished. Physical life. But he sat in a place called Dine Kangad and wrote a letter of victory. Zafarnama. There is no life in this world which has not got pain in it. But can the pain inspire us to find a space which is devoid of pain? And what is the reason he writes a Zafarnama? The only people who win in this life are those who have won their mind. Man jeete jag jeet. It becomes a physical circle. He tells Aurangzeb, Bibi gardeshe bewafai sama. Dekh, Bibi means see. Zamana bewafa hai. This world is not true to itself. Ke barhar baguzar, when time goes by, makino maka, the house and the one who lives in that house both are gone. This is not the real world. It's an experiential world. It's a transient, temporary, changing world. And the reason Guru says that is because Guru knows the source of this world, which is completely stable and devoid of the physical, but yet it is full of Anand. And he says that. And this is the reason the choices were made. Guru Tegh Bahadur walked into a completely negative environment. He knew he will not go back home alive. He walks in fearlessly. We are 6 of these gurus, and we need to see what is the reason, what inspires them to change this life, to find that stable environment in the man jeete jag jeet. How to win the mind. If you win that, you win everything. If you don't win it, you've lost it anyway. This professional career, family, life, it will all be gone. There will be nothing remaining. This is what happened between Diogenes and Socrates and Alexander. Alexander tells him, can I do something for you? He says, no, stand away. You're blocking the sun. There's nothing you can give me. Nothing in this physical world can fulfill what I already have. My mind is full of Anand. My mind is full of its connection to its creator. What will the physical world give me? And Alexander walks away diminished, smalled by its experience of meeting a sant. And he understands that the most powerful person on earth is completely powerless in front of Diogenes. This is what happened to Aurangzeb. He's powerless. Maharaj asks him, he says, where are your ancestors? Where is Babur? Kuja Babur, Kuja Humayun, where are they? Kuja, where are they? They are gone. So will you be gone. So will we be gone. This is hai jo duniya sehar mela, dastagiri na hai. Nothing comes in this hand from this life. Only that person takes away something from this life who has met the Guru in completeness. There is a magic. There it's life without death. Now, let me read what you have read, what you have said after that. That means the mind and the brain can remain active and active despite all physical, materialistic destructions. However, the normal society believes otherwise, sadly, including psychology, medical fraternity, professionals in the country. If you are materialistically low, you are considered cognitively, emotionally, spiritually loser. No, physical, even modern psychology doesn't say this. Not true. Physically low meaning what? A physical low can up to a point affect you, of course. Materialistically low, if you are a poor man, so what? You can still be happy. The book of the Jews, it's a very nice thing. It defines rich. Who is rich? It says the person who has more than he needs is rich. I remember when I was growing up, the labor used to come home to work. And there was one family where about 7, 8 of them, all of them used to come to do labor, to come and work, physical work. So they had the dihadi, they would get money. And one day when they were going, the mother of the family, the matriarch, came and asked my mother for something which was lying, some wood or something, I'd forgotten what it was. She said, I want to buy this. My mother was a little shocked. She said, you will buy it? Yes, she said, I'll buy. Because there were 8 of them working every day, they had the wealth. And the way she was negotiating, it was not someone who doesn't have wealth. She was a one-to-one negotiation. And she bought it and took it. Materialistically, low is not defined by what work you do, whether you have more or less. No. Look at what Guru Sahib is saying. Kadiye Shabad Sachi Taksal. The wealth of Guru. Daulat Javed Bashat Bandagi. Kun Bandagi, Kun Bandagi, Kun Bandagi. Daulat Javed. Javed is forever. The wealth forever is Bandagi. The rest is all coming and going. Today rich, tomorrow poor. And today we meditated on this Shabad. Aisa hai sansar pekhna rehanna ko paiye re. In this Shabad, Bhagat Kabir equals 3 different separations of society. One is rich, poor. Nirtan and Tani, they get leveled at death. Tanmanta or Nirtanmani, they are taki kachu nakani. Death doesn't listen to anything. It takes away the rich and the poor both together. They are completely the same. Then he says, youth and age is completely irrelevant to death. Then he says, Raja Parja Sam Karmare. The king, the powerful and the powerless, they are leveled together at death. Whatever is our reality in this physical world is a temporary reality. After death, there is no such thing as rich, poor. Yes, one who has naam is rich, the rest are all poor. So the life's flavor is different from what we are assessing it to be. We live this comfort zone or this moneyed world. We think we are well-to-do and the poor man is miserable. It's not true. I have seen very happy people who have managed their own environment with much less than what we all have and free of mind. Go and live with the tribals for a few days and you will know what I'm saying. They have no wealth. Their jungle is the wealth. They dance every night and they sleep without depression. They have a very calm sleep, much better than what all of us sleep. What will you define as the ideal world, an ideal life? Have they lesser flavor of life than us or more? That is for us to judge. But we should see it. We have become conditioned by the Western environment. That's true that there is a certain amount of comfort which comes with this physical world, with the comforts of the world. But that is temporary. And comforts also become relative. What is today's comfort will become tomorrow's defining need. Indeed, I was saying all this from modern society's point of view. I would rather prefer to go away from urbanism, stuck here for earning money. No need to go away anywhere. Just free our mind. Reman aso kar sanyasa, ban se sadan sab hai kar samjho. man hi mahe udasa. If the physical environment is to change for us to do naam, then there's a misnomer there. Nothing needs to change in the physical environment, but our attitude, our understanding of life, our choices, that changes. Our finding our source of happiness, that changes. What we are making conditional, if I get this, will I be happy? If I make it unconditional, I am happy, then I will get it or not get it. When we find love and happiness, all our possessions become irrelevant. That is why a person in love gives away everything. Even is ready to give away the physical body. Example of these stories of romance, Laila Majnu, Heer Ranja, what are they saying? That love transcends all physical reality. So when we find love and happiness within ourselves, we transcend the physical dimensions. The constraints of life gets transcended. Long session today is 9:20. We'll call it a day. I hope I was able to help you, if I could. Anybody else has a question? Otherwise we will end with Anand Sahib. Someone's help I need for Anand Sahib. Someone new may be better, but Jasbir is here. Jasbir is our Jasbir or some new Jasbir, I don't know. But can someone volunteer please for Anand Sahib? Harneet, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਾਰੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, but fine. If no one else is there, we please unmute Harneet. ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ. One more before I finish. Pammi ji, you look at this example of Anand Sahib. Anand is the last Bani we sing in a sabha, when there is a congregation, or whether it is a happy occasion or a sad occasion. What is the reason? Because Anand is our source of happiness, and the Sukh and Dukh are transient. They are not dominating our environment. Anand dominates our environment. Our culmination of life is Anand, because we live with the Guru, Shabad. Ji Harneet, please.
रामकली महला तीजा आनंद एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद आनंद भया मेरी माई सतगुरु मैं पाया सतगुर तां पाया सहज सेती मन वजियां वाधाइयां राग रतन परवार परियां शब्द गावण आईयां शब्दों तंगावो हरि केरा मन जिनी बसाया कहे नानक आनंद होवा सतगुरु मैं पाया एह मन मेरिया तू सदा रहूं हर नाल रहूं तू मन मेरे दुख सब विसारना अंगीकार ओह करे तेरा कारज सब सवारना सबना गला समरथ स्वामी सो क्यों मनो विसारे कहे नानक मन मेरे सदा रहूं हर नाले साचे साहिबा क्या नहीं कर तेरा घर तां तेरे सब किछ है जिस देह सो पावे सदा सिफत सलाह तेरी नाम मन विसावे नाम जिनके मन बसिया बाजे शब्द कनेरे कहे नानक सच्चे साहिब क्या नहीं कर तेरा साचा नाम मेरा आधारो साच नाम आधार मेरा जिन भुखां सब गवाइयां, कर शांत सुख मन आए वसिया। जिन इच्छा सब पुजाइयां, सदा कुर्बान कीता गुर विटहों जिस दियां ए वडियाइयां। कहे नानक सुनहो संतो, शब्द धरो प्यारो। साचा नाम मेरा आधारो, बाजे पंच शब्द तित घर सुभागै। घर सुभागै शब्द बाजे, कला जित कर धारियां। पंच दूत तुद बस कीते, काल कंटक मारिया। तुर कर्म पाया तुद जिन को, से नाम हर के लागे। कहे नानक तैं सुख होवा, तित घर अनहद बाजे। अनहद सुनो बड़ भागी हो, सगल मनोरथ पूरे। पार ब्रह्म प्रभ पाया, उतरे सगल विसूरे। दुख रोग संताप उतरे, सुनी सच्ची बाणी। संत साजन भये सरस, पूरे गुर ते जानी। सुनते पुनीत कहते पवित्र, सतगुर रहा भरपूरे। बिनवंत नानक गुर चरण लागे, बाजे अनहद तुरे। शलोक पवन गुरु पानी पिता, माता तरत महत। दिवस रात दोए दाई दाया, खेलें सगल जगत। चंगियाइयां बुरियाइयां, वाचें धर्म हदूर। करमी आपो अपनी, के नेड़ै कै दूर। जिन्नी नाम ध्याया, गए मुशक्कत काल। नानक ते मुख उजले, खेती छुटी नाल। जिन्नी नाम ध्याया, गए मुशक्कत काल। नानक ते मुख उजले, खेती छुटी नाल। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।
थैंक यू हरनीत। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। थैंक यू ऑल। धन्यवाद।